I make a survival game with cool animations, procedural textures, and grass. So let's not waste our time and start making the game now. So we start off with a blue cube as our player, and we also have this cool camera position here. Y'all are going to see some lit stuff that y'all wouldn't see here on game development YouTube. Then I went to Blender and made my own player model since our cube looks ugly. Then I moved my player model to Unity, and also I've updated our plane texture, which was a simple white texture, but now it's procedurally generated with colors. And a fellow Redditor told me that I should lower our camera position since it didn't really show much of what the character can see. So I followed his advice and looks great. Thanks, buddy. And I was also suggested in Reddit that our guy was walking really slowly. So that's why I also made my own running animation to our player here. I also added a pickaxe and with it a mining animation since we'll be adding mining mechanic. Our world looks like crap and boring because it's very flat. So I added some blocks to our game in order to make it more appealing. And also we can mine our blocks, which is cool. If you look at my cursor for a moment, the block disappears like magic. And bro, I can make holes now on the earth. Then I go ahead and make holes on the hill. And then I'm out. Yay! Then I go back in. But yeah, guys, I can dig holes now. Now I'm gonna show y'all how I added grass to my game. A grass blade is made up of 3 squares, but then we turn that into a triangle. That way it looks like a grass blade. And this is a single grass blade. If I were to have 100 individual grass blades all bunched up, we pretty much get grass. Let me know in the comments if y'all want the code, but right now I gotta refine it since it looks pretty crap. And this is what our world looks like, covered with grass from our grass program. But I also have a second version of our grass builder, and it's easy to make because it's just like the last one. Big difference is it's a triangular pyramid, and we can fill up this platform with only half the amount of grass blades from the last program. But also a big feature that I've added of this version, it now also has some wind animation. And with our new grass program, only the grass tiles are covered. Plus the wind animation looks very great. Guys, this video deserves a smash in the like button because our grass looks so great. Our game is now gonna look so beautiful now. But we're still not done, so back to our program. I created a simple inventory UI for now so I can then store stuff. In Blender, I also modeled a plank, that way we can then make walls out of them. And I've also been experimenting with a program that I've created in Unity, Procedural Textures, where I can pretty much generate some wood textures procedurally. I then went back to Blender and made this little small tree model, since soon we'll be adding wood to our game. I've also made some boulders behind the scenes in Blender, which will have another really important resource like stone, since it'll be very important for our game. And whenever I mine on them, they make this very cool animation, and also we can see their health. And most importantly, we get some stone out of them. And in our tiny world, we can see we now have our trees now in Unity. And when the tree is basically killed, pretty much it just falls down, you know, like a regular tree does. But we still haven't added planks. Now, I'll teach y'all a little bit on how I made procedural textures. In order to create procedural wood texture, we first begin with simplex noise. Then we stretch out our noise inputs. Then our noise value goes in a sine function. Then our influence value controls how many spirals our wood texture has. And then we also add some random noise in order to give it more realism to it. And that's a very simple way of creating procedural wood textures. But we can do better than that. We're going to use domain warping to make better wood textures. How we do that is we generate 2 noise values that are inputs for another noise function. Then we stretch our noise inputs in order to stretch out the texture. Then we crank up the influence value all the way up, and bam, we get wood textures. And if you want to get more creative, we can round our noise values and get more cartoonish textures. So y'all can use whichever texture, just know you'll be trading quality or performance. Now for cobblestone texture, it's basically like our last texture, except we'll be using whirly noise. Which whirly noise is basically these cells that y'all are seeing right now. And these cells pretty much represents a stone. And changing these variables manipulates the appearance of our stones. And adding random noise adds some erosions to our stones. And this wraps up our little mini tutorial. Feel free to use the code. And I hope this was really helpful for some of y'all. Cause I hope this video was not for nothing. From the gods above, what I did was I've spawned thousands of planks for our game. That way we can have plenty of wood. So far with my inventory system, when I collect my plank, it does not show up on the first slot. And that's only because it's fixed in one spot. Plus, our items stack up on each other. So then I went back and changed these issues and other issues that I had. And now our plank shows up in the first slot. And now my inventory system is now working as it should be. I was inspired by Fortnite's damage animation, so I decided to replicate that and added that to my game. And here is our crafting menu. Looks dope, doesn't it? So as you see, we only have 2 items that we can build with, walls and a cobble fence. And we can also see how many of those we can make from the current resources that we have. And when we build our item, we can still tell our inventory system is still working perfectly. Now I'm able to place this wall on our terrain, but whenever I place the wall on the player's position, it moves the player. And placing the wall doesn't really feel satisfying. So what I did was, every time we're placing our item, it's transparent and also it snaps to the terrain grid. That way we know we're pretty much editing our world. And we can rotate our walls, and once when we place our item, it becomes solid. Whoa, well that's a lot of stuff. Do y'all ever see this kind of stuff in game development here on YouTube? I don't think so. Alright. This game is not that good, but at least it's not that bad. So, hit the like button. Actually, no. Smash that like button. And if y'all want to see more videos like this, and also just one more favor for me, please, guys, is to smash that subscribe button. Because I really want more subscribers, but also so you can see more content like this. But most importantly, thank you for watching the end of this video. And y'all have a nice day.